So, how's everybody doing on this Wednesday morning? The Iceman here on the Iceman Wrestling Network on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel. And yeah, it's Wednesday, and in my eyes, it's the best wrestling night of the week because we have four, four, not just one, but four wrestling shows with NXT, Ring of Honor, TNA Impact Wrestling, and Lucha Underground. And this is why Wednesdays is like a phenomenal night. Now, how long that's going to last with all these shows on the same night, we'll just have to wait and see, because I've read that there's, in the works of possibly moving Ring of Honor and TNA Impact again to another night. Destination America, still not pleased with the ratings. And speaking of ratings, today the ratings should come out for the breakdown for Monday Night Raw. And I'm just curious to see how the third hour ratings went. If anything, really, the first 2 hours could have hurt the third hour. And it sort of makes you wonder about the Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman segment. A lot of people after seeing that could have changed because, quite honestly, except for the return of Randy Orton, there really wasn't much excitement throughout the show. But anyway, it wasn't until the main event, and we've already talked about that. But I am curious to see what the ratings breakdown is going to be, because I've done a video just recently about the ratings, if they really matter or not. And, at least the WWE did what me and many others were hoping that they would do, would have a one-on-one main event, for one thing, and have that main event with two guys that didn't involve the Shield whatsoever. And they did that. And I was pleased with that. And I think they need to do this kind of stuff more often. I honestly don't think Seth Rollins needs to be on 3 times a night. Again, my beef about Seth Rollins' WWE title reign is very rarely does he win a clean match on his own. And this is sort of the reason why I would like to see Seth Rollins turn face. I think I could really like him as a babyface. But as we all know, it seems like lately, baby faces don't hold the titles for very long. It's usually the heels that, keep the momentum going when they have the WWE title. But we'll just have to wait and see. Again, a pretty good night in wrestling. Dixie Carter will be making her first appearance, I believe, since I think it was around August of last year. So that's going to be interesting to see. And then with, all the news and rumors we're reading about TNA Impact with the stars taking off. And obviously, with all their tapings being done, these stars are given the opportunity to work elsewhere to make money throughout the summer. And we'll just have to wait and see, because there's definitely a storyline there between TNA and Global Force Wrestling. Who would have thought it, right? But I think this is going to benefit both promotions in the long run. And so I'm really, really interested to see what the outcome is going to be. Like I said, it's going to benefit both. And a lot of people are saying, well, TNA needs whatever they can get. But to be quite honest with you, I think this is going to actually benefit Global Force a little bit more than TNA, because I don't think the beginning of Global Force Wrestling was going along the way Jeff Jarrett had originally planned. But now he's got other things in the works. There's going to be a Global Force Wrestling champion eventually. So he's putting all the pieces together. So I'm interested to really see this. So yeah, last night I watched a 1998 Raw as War, and it was the first Raw that finally took down WCW's 86 weeks of the ratings war. And when me and Matt were watching it, I'll be quite honest with you, this Raw's War was really, really terrible. I believe it got a 6 point something rating, which to me, they got lucky because there really wasn't much of anything really good going on except for the segments with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold. Stone Cold wanted to wrestle Vince in the ring that night for the WWF title. And there was a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of segments. And they had a lot of guys on there on that show that they weren't around very long. I mean, we did see DX come out. We saw The Undertaker a couple times. We saw Kane once. But they weren't real wrestling matches. We saw the Headbangers. We saw Jim Cornette and the New Midnight Express with Sparkplug Holly. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not even sure who the other member was. But we were talking about this. And like I said to Matt when it was all said and done, how did this show end up beating WCW for the first time after 86 weeks? Was beyond me. But anyway, it did. And of course, with McMahon and Austin, that's when things just started to escalate. And that's when Monday night, Raw as War started to become, actually very, very, very good. So Shawn Michaels was gone. So Triple H was running DX. But anyway, it is what it is. And, I can even say that Monday Night's Raw this past week, to me, was a better show than that Raw as War from 1998. But it just goes to show you and tells you how much times have changed. But anyway, so we got a really good night in wrestling. I'm looking forward to TNA, what will Ring of Honor bring, and the continual ongoing saga in Lucha Underground. I do like these hour shows because they put a lot into these hour shows because it is only an hour. And you actually get a lot more out of an hour show than you do a 3-hour show, believe it or not. So anyway, this is it, guys, for this Wednesday. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Hope everybody enjoys the wrestling shows tonight. And like I said, everybody's got, choices. And that's the great part about it, is choices. So I also want to say, check out Bill Apters at onewrestlingvideo.com. He has a video up with an interview with Magnum TA. If everybody remembers Magnum TA from the old days, he was going to be one of those huge up-and-coming stars in the NWA, WCW era, the Crockett promotions, until he had that car crash. And, it's a funny thing. There's a lot of guys that would have been real big, but unfortunately lost their lives. I guess Magnum actually was really fortunate that he didn't get killed in that car crash, but it did take away a very, very promising career. So, all right, everybody, enjoy your day. Peace out. We'll see y'all next time. This is the one and only, and I repeat that, the one and only Iceman here on YouTube.com.